Hoppy New Beer, everyone, and welcome back to Beer There Drunk That.
Absolutely, absolutely happy new beer. Keegan, I'm going to out you immediately and say
Why?
you
There's no
weren't
reason.
following
There's no reason.
instructions
There's no reason.
because this is how
There's
we're
no
starting
reason.
2025.
We're starting 2025 on
We
the
will
right
have a
foot.
blood feud.
Not a blood pact, but a blood feud.
Yep.
We
Our
made one of
great.
those in college.
It
we
was
all
part of
should
my
just put.
minor.
We all just put blood into the same beer and then chugged it.
You
I
got
have a,
to blood lay your beer.
yeah.
Bloodlet.
You got bloodlet your beer, yeah. You have to somehow make an incision in the bottom of your pint glass, without shattering it.
Yeah.
Cannot be plastic. Can't be like a solo cup where you just stab a knife into it. And then you have to you have to hold over that spot the entire time you're drinking the beer. And if you spill any of it, your
You
family is
lose
cursed for eons.
forever.
Are you guys how are you guys holding up? We're on day oh my God. We're
Day
on day
two,
two of being without alcohol. I mean, are we?
I will say this is my day one. Just because
Oh my
yesterday
God.
I was the first day of being part of the Broken Bat Mug Club. I did not.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I need to go and have a beverage in my mug.
It's a good excuse. It's a good excuse.
My main
So,
thing for the drier January I'm heading on is to not drink beer in my home.
mm.
That's my main thing. That being said, I've decided to go camping a lot.
Donnie, why do you have a sleeping bag at the bar?
So I am going to do dry January. However, I have decided after you said that that I get one cheat day in the month of January,
A
and only
week.
one.
Well,
A week. I
oh,
get one cheat day, and then and in
All the other
fairness,
days.
I'm going to make it when I am traveling to our family friend's place because we were supposed to do that in December, but we were not able to. So then we had to reschedule it for January. So I'll take one of my sober days in December that
yeah.
in place of that. Then.
It's more about my at-home consumption. Not that I'm pounding PBRs the entire time I'm home, but I at least like, you know, I had to think if I wanted to actually go get a beer yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I do want to use my new mug.
It's understandable. I
Yeah.
won't hold it against you for too long. I am doing dry January. I want to see what it feels like to commit to something.
Nice.
Says the engaged guy.
I was gonna say this is your test before marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I feel dry January, Caitlin's toast. Um,
It's only been like 6 years.
yeah. This January is the breaking point.
Yeah.
Well, in that spirit, I'm having my first Guinness Zero.
I'm having the
Oh,
closest thing I
Oh,
got. I got East Side Dark NA from Lakefront.
ooh,
So I got some craft.
Slancha.
Yeah,
Slancha.
Prost. I'm
Mm.
using my new dugout mug with the Red Sox logo on it for fun.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it does pour like a Guinness.
Yeah, dude, they did such a
Oh,
phenomenal job with this.
It's still lava lamping, yeah.
I can't wait. Wow, that really makes me happy.
Have you had an NA Guinness yet, dude?
I have had and never had an NA beer in my life.
Seriously?
Well,
Seriously, literally never had an NA beer in my life.
that just tastes like East Side Dark. That's awesome.
My mic is pissing me off now because like Caitlin's keyboard's here. How dare she put a keyboard in the office, but it's in my way. Can you guys hear me
Ooh,
okay? It's okay?
yes.
Yeah.
You're
All
a
right.
little quieter, but that's how we like it.
We'll
So,
let the audience be
How
the
about
judge.
now?
so this is a like a real quick off-topic thing, because Anna and I were driving the other day, and we saw we saw a Bush Light truck, or no, I think it was just advertising Bush.
Hit it, hit it, hit it,
And
hit it.
the
Yeah.
slogan, the slogan was "Run for the mountains," which is so ominous, dude. It's like a warning. It's like a doomsday warning. They're like, "Get to the mountains, get to higher ground."
The
Bush
bush is
Light.
coming.
What do you think? What do you think happens when a Bushman kills you? He goes Bush
I just
as he shuts your eyes.
I just like to think that like you hear an advertisement for Bush Light and they're like Bush Light and you just hear a tsunami siren right afterwards.
Air raid
It's
sirens.
like yeah, get to higher ground.
I'd believe it.
I don't know, it's so weird. It's an interesting advertising at least they're not saying they're cold
Hmm.
like some Coors Light out there.
I made it through a whole trip home without drinking a Coors Light, guys. I'm glad.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
You
Well,
avoided it.
my mom usually has Coors Light in the fridge. Didn't have a single one.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Putting her
Wow.
foot down.
I'm glad. It's about time we stop that.
Right?
2025 is the year of no Coors Light.
Yeah. Fuck dry Jan. It's dry. Hey guys, I'm doing dry January from Coors Lights only. No, no Coors November. I'm promoting that on the podcast next year.
Enjoy this.
You're slugging that one down, Keegan.
It's just like chocolate milk. This is really good.
No, dude, it's no what do you call it? No regrets or like
Yeah.
Adult
no
chocolate milk, Keegan. You're right.
Or just drink chocolate milk. But this is less calories than chocolate milk.
you could
And
drink 10
carbs
of these and still drive and then also have 10 more and still drive
while you're
Oh,
driving.
yeah.
while you're driving.
Well,
Yeah.
you could do that with Guinness. You just get a DUI. Physically, no one's stopping you.
Yeah,
The
wait a
law.
minute.
The law is, however.
That gives me a question of the week, and I can't wait to talk about it later.
Would you rather get a DUI or not?
No, it's would you rather hit the family of four or miss the family of four?
How about be the family of four?
Oh.
Hmm. No,
Um,
that's like you ever been on like the Reddit Would You Rather subreddit? If you go sort by controversial, it's just all the really stupid questions people ask. Like one is like, would you rather make someone happy or not do that?
or not just not.
Yeah, just not make someone happy.
I feel like there were probably a bunch of Americans who were like, no, actually, not making somebody happy is way healthier. Or
Like,
it's like,
well, it doesn't involve making me happy, so why would I do that?
well,
And
Honestly.
I always heard that story of like they had that fake robot thing that they were bringing around the world, and they would drop it off, and like people could
oh
take it on
yeah,
trips and things, and it was destroyed within days of being in America.
I think it was Philly specifically. It's like I think it was like Philadelphia. Hold on, it's the hitchhiking robot. Now I gotta look this up.
It's just
Hitchhike.
so Philly though.
Yeah, it was like a place where it made sense. Yeah, Philly,
It's so
Hitchbot.
yeah, like it's so US, but it's so Philly specifically.
When 2015, its attempt to hitchhike across the United States ended when it was stripped, dismembered, and decapitated in Philadelphia.
And that was the
Uh,
driver. That wasn't even the robot.
Yeah, it made it from Boston to Philly. After two
That
weeks,
is not
the
very
robot
long.
had been stripped beyond
Oh
repair and
my God.
decapitated in
It didn't even
Philadelphia.
it didn't even get like to the mid-Atlantic coast.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
even get a third of the way across the country.
Oh my God.
we need to build a wall around Philly.
Dude, wait, hold on. You want to hear something? I
No.
saw this video on Instagram. Well, you're gonna hear it anyway, damn it. Um, this kid, it was like showing the proposed border wall like along the US southern border. And he goes, but you know what? I have a different proposition. and then it slides across, and it's a wall around New Jersey.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. You should probably never
Just
leave.
just contain everything there.
It's like what the British did with Australia, you know?
Exactly. You
So
isolate them, they can't hurt you anymore.
Hmm.
when I was leaving your place, Keegan, when I visited recently,
Yeah.
I took an exit too early.
Oh boy.
It was right before where I was supposed to go,
Yeah.
and it extended my trip by almost
45
30
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, yep. Gotta pay
That was
attention.
I was so angry. I don't easily get road rage. When I got to that point, I'm in the car going, "Shit!" Just
You get
And
real
that's a
rage really easily.
yeah.
that's when Luke cracked open a real Guinness.
Yeah, right behind the wheel,
Yeah.
just swerving in and out of traffic.
Yeah. Hold on, let me pour it, guys. It's not as cool if you don't pour it.
Oh, speaking of
Well,
cold pours,
I had some good ones this year, or I guess last year. Whatever.
yeah, last year.
well,
I
hopefully you'll
think
have some this year too. But what did you have that stood out there, Donnie?
Well, I will say one of my fives of the year on Untapped, my 5 out of 5 that I just had, given to me by my lovely friend Tyrus Parker. Shout out Tyrus. He bought me a beer back in like May, and then gave it to me when I went to visit him in December. So that's dedication. Um, it
it
was
is.
it was
That's
from
love.
yeah, it was from Stoneface Brewing in Newington, New Hampshire. And it's called Beer to Drink While Listening to Steely Dan's 1972 hit Do It Again.
I love it so much.
It was just a classic West Coast IPA, an 8%er. Um, I know this has kind of been like, I think that's indicative of my year where I went from hating IPAs this time last year to like actually rating one a 5 out of 5. Like, I will say, like, probably one whole point of that is the name, but you take everything into
I
account when you
mean,
drink
yeah,
something.
it is. It's all
Yeah.
about the environment. I think it's fair.
The average global rating is just under a 4, so like I think a 4 plus the one for the name is a pretty good rating.
Hmm.
Um, it was just nice and citrusy. Um, for an 8%er, I would say it was a Moorish beer. Like I could drink a 4 pack of those in a night and feel amazing. But also horrible probably the next day. Um, yeah, that was like I had a lot of really fun beers while I was home for a couple weeks visiting my family. It's always fun going to a different part of the country or even the world and just trying new stuff.
It is. Absolutely it is. Um, not really off the same branch of that at all, but one of the best Christmas presents that I got, and this is going to be a plug because it's a machine. It's called Physics, Fizzics, Physics. And so basically, you put any can, bottle, you can do glasses, but there's no reason for a glass because glass doesn't really make sense. But then you turn it into a draft beer. So
Okay.
I was
I saw
able,
this when you posted the picture.
I was able to, for example, I'll learn how to do it with a Guinness. So you're not just pouring the Guinness out. You crack open the Guinness and you put it under in this machine, and now it's a Guinness on draft. The beer's a lot smoother. It's like you're getting it off tap. So, Luke,
Hmm.
you're very perplexed by that machine.
Uh, I, I was. Now I remember what you're talking about, and that's
What?
amazing.
But can I ask you like what were you thinking I was talking about?
Literally could not wrap my head around it for a moment.
It's got a long straw that sucks it out. That's all it's
Ooh.
It was not a like Indiana Jones bag of sand type thing where there was something else that he was trying to replace. There was nothing going on. I just couldn't compute for a moment.
They do
it's
sell a hard carrying case for it, Keegan, so you can just bring it anywhere.
oh, might have to invest. I've been carrying around the box for the last couple days. I
I I got for Christmas a carry bag for two growlers or a pack of beer. All
Ooh,
fit in there perfectly. And Anna gave me 12 horse for Christmas, a pack
Nice.
of that. So I've got that sitting in the bag right now. I'm going to come decked out when I visit you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see me
You can be like
covered
Duff
head to
Man.
toe. And yeah, I got beer swag. It's great.
That's awesome.
I mean, you generally do have a problem with not traveling with enough alcohol. That does seem to be a consistent theme for
Oh,
you, but
yeah, that's the issue.
usually it is. Highlighted
Um,
by the fact that I still have like 8 beers in my main fridge, a couple six packs I had to put in my dry storage, all because Luke left them here. And we drank a lot of it too. So
gifts.
My for someone who's, not drinking in their house right now, my fridge looks horrendous.
it's like the
And
Green Goblin mask just calling you
yeah.
back.
Well, like I had a six pack of like random mixed beers that I had made to give to my manager for Christmas, and then I just forgot to bring it on my last day in the office. So that, like, I don't know. She doesn't listen to this, so she won't know if I don't give it to her. But then, like, what was it? New Year's Eve, we went to Indeed, and my homeboy Gary is like, "Hey, man, I have to like give out X number of beers by midnight. So whatever you want." And they closed at 9. So he's like on our way out at 8:45. He's like, "Hey, like, just grab some stuff out of the fridge, please."
I have to give away beers. Why do they have to give away beers?
Well, so they have like they get like $450 of like Monopoly money to spend on beer every year. Um,
Oh,
and so like his card resets at midnight, and so he's like, yeah, like I will not be filling my fridge randomly, and it's like
fair.
all their stuff's discounted too. He told me he gave away 16 free beers that night. Do you know how much that cost him?
$10.
5.
No way!
What?
It was like
I'm moving.
$5.
There's a new career path for us, I think.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so I got a 6 pack of pistachio cream ale, and then I got a 4 pack of one of their it's like a strong fruited ale. It's not like a sour, but it's called Cult, and I got that for Sophie's parents because they like it.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
insane.
And I'm like, yeah, here, this is from Gary.
Damn.
Merry Christmas from Gary.
Yeah, Merry Garamus. Oh.
Um, the only IPA that I have on my like list of what I was looking to talk about as highlights from this year, which is very strange because that's my second favorite beer style, um, is the Heady Topper 20th anniversary release of theirs, which was fantastic.
Hmm.
Absolutely fantastic. Was a lot of fun, but that was also a settings thing because Vermont is fun.
The Alchemist is such a cool brewery. Like I just love their setup.
Like
Hmm.
one of the next times I get back to New England in the summertime, I would really like to like I want to go to the Von Trapp Brewing, and I also
Yeah,
want to
Von
go.
Trapp was the other one I was gonna say.
Mm.
Yeah, and then I really want to go to I would love to go to the Alchemist while I'm there.
Yep,
It's kind of
would
like
definitely
a
recommend.
pilgrimage type thing.
Yeah, it's the Mecca.
The mega, I mean, I think that was the first New England IPA, so yeah.
It
Listen,
is.
when you can go have a New England IPA and play Candyland,
Yeah,
you are in a
in a
bright
safe space.
spot. You are in a great place.
That's like
Doesn't
every
matter what else is happening in your life. If those two things are happening at one time, you've won.
That's really all you need, honestly.
I know what I'm doing February 2nd.
Driving my ass to Vermont.
No, buying Candyland.
Yeah, that's fair too. It's fair too.
Yeah.
Guys, I actually had a one that I had been recommended. So Caitlin's brother's girlfriend's father,
Oh.
which makes us absolutely nothing. Um, recommended the what was it? It was like the black chocolate stout. Is that what it was from? Yeah, Brooklyn black chocolate stout from Brooklyn Brewery, and I was able to find some at City Swiggers when I actually went to stock up on our holiday ales, and I finally got around to drinking it on New Year's Eve. So still dry for January, thankfully. Um, it was really, really good. Like it was just super smooth. Um, it was just like a that it's one of those beers that was like a 300 hitter. Like it was just it hit singles, and then occasionally like as it warmed up a little bit, you're like, oh, maybe you stretched that into a double. It was just like a rock solid stout. It wasn't like anything that blew me away, nothing super complex flavor wise, but it was just like a good stout. So
Did
if you
it
get your
get
hands on it, sorry,
did it get sweeter as you let it kind of sit a little bit?
it did. And I'm not
So I
sure
love that.
because I've seen that with the last couple stouts that I've had, and I'm not sure if that's a consistent thing across stouts or if it's just like the particular stouts that I had. I don't know if you can speak to that, Luke, but
I definitely notice you definitely get more flavor out of it as you let it warm up a little bit. So I think whatever is kind of the primary flavor they were going for in that beer, you can usually pick out more.
Agreed.
Um, you know, some some stouts are just so sweet that you don't want it to get warmer. Like you're
and then
like this is
it's
in the sweet
overwhelming.
spot for sweet. Like you got to kind of just
You want
leave
it to
it
stay
be.
muted. Yeah, it's like I mean that's why Coors Light, you have to drink it so cold so that way you don't taste it.
That's right.
It's
You just
literally
want to
though.
numb the tongue.
At least they're not threatening you
That's
like
true.
Bush. Run for the or head for the mountains.
Yeah, run for
Go
the
to the
hills.
mountains.
Run for the hills. Hit the dirt.
Yeah. I had a pretty fun beer experience while I was home, on top of normal things, if you
Ooh.
guys would like to hear, where I actually had some really good beers. When I visited my friend who got me the beer, he was like, he texted me. It was like a couple days after Christmas. He was like, "Hey, like, come down." Like, he's like, he's like, "I have to do some work on Friday, but like, come down. We'll hit all the breweries close to me that I want to take you to, and then we'll just hang out." So we did that. We hit, what are the places? Now I gotta think of them. Deciduous Brewing, which is like very close to him. They have like really, they're like fun, funky beers. I had like an oak fermented like sour, and it did not taste oak fermented. It just tasted like mango juice, which was awesome. What else do we hit? We hit Definitive Brewing over in Maine, which has that beer Gaze I really like.
Oh, yep, I've seen Definitive.
Yeah, and they had also they have a collab with Mortalis right now, Twilight Hydra, um, which was really, really good. It tasted like Mortalis sour for sure.
Wait, can
Um,
I? Oh, sorry, are you done?
no,
Oh,
just
sorry,
keep,
God.
no, go.
Oh, okay, because
You've
I
already
had.
interrupted me.
Oh, fuck me.
The
All
damage was
right, all
done.
right. Yeah, you already stepped in it. Just keep walking.
Yeah.
So I just because you were on sours, this got me jumping.
Mm.
So I actually went to K2 Brewing. They have a location at an old elementary school in Walworth, New York.
Hmm.
So it's like tucked away off back roads, which I didn't know they had that. I knew they had the one like out in whatever Avon is where the other one is, right?
Um,
Main one's Irondequoit.
no, Irondequoit, yeah.
Ironically.
Yeah.
So then yeah, we went to this one in Walworth. First of all, it's so cool because they didn't change the school at all. They just kind of put a bar in the cafeteria, which I
Oh,
think I
sick.
think is
Would
sick.
have
Yeah,
made school amazing, but
it
Yeah.
absolutely. Can you imagine 9-year-old Luke walking up? Yeah, let me get a whatever stouts bourbon barrel aged.
Kids are having
And then
flights for
and
lunch.
then and then Luke couldn't walk the rest of the week.
I had kid gout. Kid gout is
Yeah.
terrible.
Um, but I did a flight there, and so the beers that I had were good. They were good.
Uh-oh.
There was one that was a little off-putting. Um, I'm gonna find him here. Yeah, actually, so I mean, again, a place I feel like K2 does a lot of sours. So they have their I did a marshmallow PB&J sour, which is really good. I've been into some PB&J beers lately, and it did it for me. The best one I had was the creme brulee coffee stout. When
Ooh.
I tell you, like, So good, so good. It was only 7%, and I say only because I'd expect it to be higher, but I'll also say it's a 7% that I think could easily cause trouble. Um, but yeah, I don't know. But the one that I wanted to share with you guys, spiced eggnog barrel aged stout.
I saw
God
you rate that.
bless.
Did you drink eggnog
So
at all, or did you just drink this beer?
just this beer. This is my only nog-like experience. Um,
And what'd you think?
it was
Did you get knocked
it
up? Like,
it it's a beer for people who like eggnog. So
Oh,
so
like
do you like
Donnie,
it?
so Donnie, as someone who doesn't like love eggnog, I don't think you'd enjoy this beer.
I could have probably told you
Um,
that.
so like I mean, when you smell it, it's cinnamon, it's nutmeg. You're like, wow, this smells really good. You don't smell like egg, right? I'm like, oh, there's gonna be
Don't
some like
smell
egginess
nog.
to it. You know, yeah, exactly. Um, but so I felt bad because I really did not like this beer. I gave it a 2.75. I gave it a 2.75.
So you would drink
Uh,
it again.
would not drink it again. It's a 2.75 just because it did exactly what it was trying to do. I think it had some things that were good. It's just I am not an eggnog fan.
you don't know for sure until
Luke,
you have it.
I don't care. I don't care. No, I don't think I'll ever have eggnog now. But
No, you did it in the wrong order.
That's what I
but
was gonna say. You should have
You
had
didn't put
eggnog before getting this
whiskey
beer.
in it.
I
Ugh.
should have. I should have. Yes, you're
You
right.
should
And
put
What
whiskey in
about
the
old
beer.
Shankies?
I probably will try it at some point. I'm not going to rule it
Shanknog is
out
good.
completely.
We're drinking this in fucking
Shank nog.
July. Like,
Yeah,
Then they
we're
won't.
gonna we're gonna be watching a baseball game like in shorts and just sipping on shank nog.
yeah.
They won't be selling eggnog then, so we'll have to make our own. Get
Yes,
ready to just let a gallon of milk ferment.
Rot.
with eggs in
Um,
it. Do not
dude,
stir.
I
Do not stir.
there's not a lot of beers that I can say that I've gagged drinking.
Oh,
I drank this beer. I got the cinnamon, and then I felt like the eggs just sat in my throat, and I was like, "Ugh, ugh."
I still can't believe you gave this a 2.75. Like,
So okay, so right,
like
so
I think
that's
we have
I do
different rating scales.
no, I do need to explain this rating again. Okay, so 1 point because it's beer,
Yes. Starting at one.
starting at one. Okay, I give at least a half point if if it does what it says. So that's why that dill pickle sour that I had, that's a 1.5. So now if I'm going back to that, I probably should have, if we're comparing these two, probably should have rated that one a little bit higher or this one a little bit lower, to be fair. But 0.5, okay, for doing this job. I gave it another point because it was a solid stout base, I felt like. Until the eggs hit me, the beer was good. It was fine. It was solely the fact that I had eggs in my throat that I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm going to throw up. I can't do it. And this is not a knock on K2. This is not a knock on this beer. This is me simply saying, I think you have to be someone who really likes eggnog to like this beer. Not just someone who tolerates it, but like you have to be an eggnog fan to enjoy this beer.
Fair.
K2 produces so much beer. Like they are always pumping out new beer. And unlike I'm gonna kind of rag on Eli Fish real quick, but like unlike
Hmm.
Eli Fish where they have so much beer and they keep putting it out and putting it out and putting it out, trying different things that they might not be focusing on quality. K2 has their flagship beers and then they have fun with a lot of other like seasonal releases and things and they're very good. Sometimes though, K2 will put out
I they
some beer that's just it's like failed experiment, dump it.
Yeah, they ask more if they could rather if they than if they should, I think.
Yep.
Which I totally agree, Luke. They definitely do a good job of like their base beers are really, really good. Like They're classics. They're things that they always have, or like they're seasonals.
Their blue
Phenomenal.
raz sour,
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No,
exactly.
they have, yeah, again, that's why this is not a knock on K2. This is simply me not enjoying this particular beer, but I could see how someone might enjoy this beer, which I think is that so yeah, so 1.5, an extra point because it had the good stout base, and then I gave it a 0.25 on top of that just because I think someone who is not me would enjoy this beer.
You're looking out for the others. I like that,
I'm
Keegan. You're
trying.
selfless.
Whereas like that dill pickle sour, I think no human should enjoy that beer. So 1.5 is the maximum. That's it. That's all you got.
Ugh.
Well,
But
I had a speaking on Mortalis again, and I had a different Mortalis collaboration earlier this year. This was a gift from Matt, as a lot of very interesting, cool beers are. This was the collaboration with Cheesy Eddie's. If you guys remember
Yeah, oh,
Tears of the
yeah.
Goddess, yeah, the carrot cake stout. It was a sour it was or stout sour IPA. I mean, um, brewed with carrot cake natural flavors. It was just so interesting, dude. That one might have won, other than oh, what was it? Everything Naughty, like
Mm.
that white chocolate
mm,
Imperial Blonde
that
stout.
one was
This one
wild.
was definitely up there for this year for just bizarre.
Just
I
most interesting beers.
Not bad, bizarre.
I had one actually when I was again the same day with my friends, back at their house. My friend Brooke cracked open a beer, and it's from Prairie Artisan Ales. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. I
Mm,
think they're in like Oklahoma. I could be wrong. Like they're closer to me, but I had never really heard of them. Yeah, Krebs, Oklahoma. Anyway, they do crazy sours. And so they did a mango sticky rice one that was a sour ale with mango, flaked rice, and coconut cream. And
what?
when I first took a sip of it, um, I made a face, and Brooke goes, "Oh yeah, there's actual coconut cream in there, and it's been in the fridge for a minute, so it's solidified." And so I got a
Oh,
chunk of coconut
Oh
cream in my
dude,
mouth.
God.
no.
I
That's
would
illegal,
I don't
man.
think I'd be able to drink the rest of the beer.
Well, I just had a sip because she had it open for her to drink. But I was like, I gave it a 4.75 because like this tastes fucking phenomenal. But wow, that I was not expecting. Like, there's a difference between Keegan's floaters and this was like, a
Do
chunk.
you do you think that if
Mm.
it was thawed, we'll say, that it was not congealed, do you
Ugh.
think it would have been a five for you?
Yes, that's what I literally said. I said
Oh.
if there wasn't a chunk in this, like the flavors, the texture, everything else was amazing. It was the fact that there was
It was
a
just of the
hunk
chunk.
of solid coconut cream in my mouth. Weirded me out for a second.
That's so sad, though.
I'm
Oh,
okay with it because I still enjoyed it, and like I would buy it and drink it myself again, but I would make sure to like leave it at room temperature for a while and like and pour it in a glass.
I
That
wish
it was
we.
basically the Titanic iceberg is what hit him on his mouth.
That's what, yeah.
It was.
Couldn't see
It
it from
was
above water.
your your worst nightmare if you drink milk is finding a floater. I mean,
And
you'd be able to taste the sour well before that, but
you'd probably be able to smell it too.
well, one would think.
Except Luke doesn't smell his milk, I
Well, I do now. You only got to
bet.
do it once.
All right, we gotta take a quick break so Luke can go sniff his milk. We'll be back shortly. Luke, how did your milk smell?
Not good. I took a sip and it was not good.
So
And
did you
then I
sniff it
threw
af
up and it was not good.
did you sniff it before you sipped it?
Yeah, I did the wrong order again. I'll learn. I'll learn.
He's a silly guy.
Well, my old housemate Zach left a gallon of milk in the fridge for too long and it turned into a bomb.
The
Oh, I thought you were
yogurt?
gonna say
And
cottage cheese.
no. Yeah, dude, that thing burst in the fridge. This was a couple months before I moved out
Oh,
of the Scottsville house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach. Come on, man.
I
Yeah,
You're better
not
than
not
that.
not the best not the best happening ever.
a buddy of mine when I first moved out here, I went over to he invited me over to his apartment. What were we playing? I think we were playing Smash Brothers or something. It's just him and I, and he's like, "Oh, like you can help yourself to what's in the fridge." And I saw two like mostly full gallons of milk in there, and I was like, "Dude, what's up? Like, why do you have two of those?" And he's like, "Oh, one of them's expired. I just bought another one." And I'm like, "You can get rid of it.
Yeah, seems like there's another
That's-
step you take, actually.
Like, you know which one isn't good."
But the best is just like if you were half asleep in the morning, just grab a gallon of milk. You're just playing Russian roulette there. That's like you may or may not get chunks in your cereal.
It'd be really funny if he wrote bad on it too. No, I have a collection, guys.
I collect expired milk.
Yeah.
Dear God.
What you guys drinking that's hopefully not
Ah,
expired?
I'm just
Luke,
drinking water.
uh, I have that. We were just talking about it. So for our NAs, I have, I'm not going to say the name, but I have that mixed pack, and I have another brewery in the New York City area, their mixed pack.
Ooh.
Actually, fun story about me getting my NA beers. Well, so first of all, as Luke kind of alluded to, I did think we were going to review NA beers this week, but we're not. But that's okay.
We can still drink them.
We can still drink them. I was in the NA beer aisle, which Wegmans has a phenomenal selection.
Oh, like a whole half an
I
aisle.
was I was so impressed. A lot of options. Who do I see walk down the aisle behind me? But Mrs. Rydelic and Anna Rydelic.
Oh, I forgot they saw you.
I
Yeah.
turn and look, and I said, "Wait a minute, a Rydelic in the beer aisle? Yeah, that's them."
I'm home.
That's that's when you get like the who's the guy that does all the narrations for like Planet Earth?
Oh, David Attenborough.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
there
That's when you
you.
get
Thank
David
you.
Attenborough.
This is
Two
how
wild and
Two
elusive
wild
Rydelic.
Rydelics in the natural habitat.
they never actually hang out when Keegan goes back to Rochester. They just end up seeing each other in the beer aisle. Someone's gonna be there. One of them's gonna
So
be there at
we
some
just
point.
we just camp out there and eventually we run into each other.
The Rydelic family has evolved to gravitate towards Guinness. But in recent years, due to global shortages, they have moved to other beverages.
No, yeah, for the next
So
couple weeks, we're just gonna be doing NAs, trying new shit and, just kind of celebrating it. I would like to maybe, if I see a good one out in the wild, I might just throw it in rotation in a regular episode, depending on what it is.
that's what
Who
I was thinking
knows?
about too,
I,
is like
I would love that.
You know,
like I could see myself having some of these Guinness Zeros in the fridge. And on a day where like I want a Guinness, but I'm also like don't want to feel bloated, just have a Guinness Zero.
Well, it's really cool because you can still like when you go out with people, and you guys said it like there's so much out there now, but like when you go out with friends and stuff, it's nice to still be able to drink, but then I literally have no problem going home. Versus
Right.
before when I would drink 10 beers and then get behind no.
Now I
and
drink
drink 10
10
more on the
NA
drive
beers,
home.
but
What was it? My one of my buddies plays hockey with a guy, and like they'll usually like have some beers in the parking lot after games. And I guess one of them stopped drinking alcohol, but now he's on the Delta 9 seltzers, and he was crushed like two. He crushed like three of them. He's like, "All right, guys, I gotta drive home before this third one kicks in."
oh my God.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's not how you're supposed to do it.
It's not, yeah, I don't think that
It's not,
works that way,
you're not,
but
Like you're still impairing yourself. You're not like
It's gonna impair you in the middle of driving as opposed to before you drive.
yeah, don't didn't like not
That's
naming anyone or any teams or any affiliations there. Just wow when I heard
yeah,
that story.
yeah.
It's like one of my coworkers at a summer party, like pool party that we were at, and he had two beers, and he's like, "Wow, I'm already feeling this. Holy cow!" And I'm like, "What?" You know, I paid attention to what he was drinking. He was drinking like a 9% IPA, and I'm like, "Hey,
No
dude,
shit.
there's you know, there's different amounts of alcohol in different beer.
I
You
It
love
gotta
it
be,
when
you
it
gotta
people do
sneaks
that.
up
legitimately
on
look
you.
out for that."
It sneaks up on you.
I do like introducing my parents to more craft beers and just seeing like when I bring something home that's like high ABV, they're like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" And then they sip it and they're like, "Wow, that tastes great." And I'm like, "There's not exactly a correlation there,
There
but
is.
don't be
I'm
afraid."
I'm proud of my mom because recently, first off, she says hello. I saw her during our break.
I saw her more recently, probably.
That literally cannot be true, but you did see her recently.
Uh,
But
Look, I'm actually recording in your attic, so.
you pre-recorded. You put your video on. So I'm proud of her because recently she has had two craft beers that she likes. Actually, technically three, because at Tracy B's now she drinks flaky blonde mixed with, of course, it's mixed with something. Flaky blonde mixed with the Irish red. So
ooh,
she does that, but then she has had two craft beers lately that were not mixed, and it was the OK Beer Company Pilsner and the Ithaca Lakeside. I think it's called Lakeside Lager. Um,
nice.
so yeah, I'm very, very proud of her for that.
Just branching out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got my dad. My dad's trying to branch out more too. Um, and so we had a good number while I was back home. You know, they're getting to be more places local to me that I can buy single cans in New Hampshire, which is nice. I also did find some singular bottles that I will be saving for probably later this year when we are celebrating our good friend Keegan at some point. I will not,
ooh,
so will not disclose what they are. You guys can probably figure it out based on what I've texted you in the past, but I did find some extra special things back in New Hampshire, which will be nice.
Context clues.
Yeah.
Um, well, that's honestly like kind of talking about branching out. That's one of my New Year's resolutions, beer solutions. I don't know which way is better. Um,
new beer resolutions, like
New
your
beer, like
name
New
down there.
Year's.
like
Didn't
Dance
you
Dance
name?
beer solution.
Yeah.
Um, I wanna be more like that's one of the things I've loved about this podcast is it's forced me to kind of branch out and try new things, be a little more out there with my beer choices, but specifically with like I don't know, like I want to get exotic with sours. Like
Okay.
it's a side of beer that I don't always love. So I just want to do some digging and just get into some like exotic sours.
Don't hold back when you're looking for them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with you on
exactly.
that
Like
one.
I feel like in the past I've been like, ooh, that sounds like it might be too sour. I don't think I want to drink that. Now I just want to maybe I'll just let my eyes guide me instead. Like the best can art wins, and I'm just gonna rip it.
Yeah, just let your nose bring you to the right beer.
Are you
Yeah.
smelling your beer before it's
I'm not
open?
smelling my milk.
No, I'll join you on that one, Keegan, because I think I've always talked about how sours are what got me into beer, and I feel like I've gone so far away from them that I think it's time to kind of revisit and bring them more into the rotation. Uh, Especially because I think those are good, like one and done beers for me to have. If I like, to me, it's like almost like putting an artificial limiter, being like, I don't need multiple today. I'm just gonna have something that gives me acid reflux, and then like call it good for later.
Instead of drinking 6 beers that'll give me acid reflux, let's drink 1 beer that'll still give me acid reflux.
Yeah, exactly. I just cut to the chase. I'm like, I'm gonna end up like taking Pepsid later. Like, it's fine.
We'll get there eventually.
But yeah, I feel like I had a couple really good ones while I was home, and I think just kind of it's hard because I think the East Coast specializes in sours a lot more than the Midwest. Midwest is, I think it's a lot of that like I won't say more traditional styles, but that like the beer flavored beers out here. Um, and so I think it's good just looking for new ones.
We are definitely IPA and sour country here in the Finger Lakes, I can say.
You know what's
I
fun? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, however, I really wish we had more like cream ales and stuff. We are
The,
lacking on that front.
the grass is always greener, pal.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Donnie's wishing for sours.
Yeah.
Should we trade places for a little bit?
Drink as much beer as possible in 72 hours. Go.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like the more that which I mean, maybe it makes sense. The more that I've started to enjoy IPAs and like the bitterness of like darker beers, the more I've been like, yeah, I don't want sours. Because like I feel like when I first started drinking beers, I was more not necessarily adventurous, but like I'd be like, oh, a sour, sure. And I
I
wasn't my taste buds weren't as like, ooh, sour.
I want to
You know what I
drink
mean?
more beers that I probably won't like.
I
Like
like that.
I won't like I don't want to play it safe anymore, guys.
I I have to make up for the 3.5 months that I did no drinking. So next year I'm going to get super gout. But but I I hit the sours hard this year. I think more than other years, and I'm very happy for that. I also hit the like craft seltzer scene too hard. Um,
Whoa.
but not Henny.
Let's not talk about Henny in that
No,
Yeah.
way.
Henny is the exception. Henny was a wonderful, wonderful thing I stumbled on. Um,
Henny's going to be our first sponsor, I think.
I
I think
hope
they're gonna
so.
be the fourth host
There-
eventually.
The best part is it's not actually any brewer, like it's actually a donkey.
yeah.
Yeah. Kicks you in the middle of the recording. I get a
Just keeps
hernia.
kicking its setup. It's just boom, boom, boom. But I think I'm going to get deeper into like farmhouse ale Belgian stuff. I think that's I kept I there's probably going to be a count at some point if we look back and go, Luke said on 19 occasions, I always forget how good Belgian beers are. I just like Belgian style. I just love it.
They're just fascinating to me, man. It's a whole world. Like I'm exactly with you though. If I have a good one, I'm like, wow, I forgot about these. And the crazy thing is they're all just like wild yeasted stuff. It's
Yeah.
like all the flavors in them come from crazy yeast strains that people have. It's awesome.
I think that's the best part is like yeah.
Like Allagash White doesn't, I'm pretty sure, like doesn't have like orange and coriander in it. It just tastes like that from the yeast.
Yeah, you get those notes from it just naturally.
And it just actually tastes like that.
I love it. I'm getting into yeast.
I think we need to start brewing BTDT beer.
I'm
I
working
have
on it,
a,
man.
some could say I have a yeast infection.
Oh God.
Okay, well, uh, are there any other beers that stood out to you guys this year before Luke ends up hurting himself? Doesn't have to be a 5 out of 5 or just like a good beer experience you had.
Um,
Beers
I'm
you remember.
I'm going back on my Untapped a little bit. I gotta do some looking.
Aaron Go Brunch Oatmeal Stout was fantastic.
Well,
I
that was the
remember that
only
from
only
earlier this year.
five that Luke had documented on his Untapped. Guy,
I
listen, I know for a fact you drank more than 15 beers that whole year, and there was only 15 beers documented.
Yeah,
That
well,
was
I think I fell away from it
You still keep
right.
track of what you do though.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Just not
Oh,
in
Yeah,
I
that
yeah.
still
app.
have
Yeah.
all the records. Like I
Yeah.
write down my stuff, so it would be a matter of like catching up. But when I was dealing with my gout, I was like, I if I can't have it, I don't want to
It's gonna
even
make me
look at it.
sad.
Yeah, no, I totally get that, dude. Uh,
Um, but yeah, that was Aaron Go Brunch by Willow Rock Brewing Company. That was so good. But sorry, go ahead.
just I'm just like going back and looking, just some fun things. Like my uncle brought me a mixed pack of 4 beers this winter, which I thought really appreciated. And he's like, I've been to all 4 of these breweries, and I just wanted you to have something from all of them. I thought it was really
Oh,
cool and
That's so
thoughtful.
nice.
Yeah, shout out Uncle Dale.
Uncle Dale, you're the best.
UD.
Uncle Dale.
Oh, you know
Uh,
what's a really cool one that I'm like looking back through my stuff now is going to Odd by Nature Brewing in Maine there. It was so awesome. They have there's a couple one. There's an Odd by I don't know.
There's
They
one
have a
in
couple different
Mass too,
locations.
I
Yeah,
think.
so I think Worcester is the original one.
hmm No,
And
no, new location in Worcester on their website. York,
oh,
Maine is
so
the first one.
okay. I thought it was really cool. Like it was again, it's just little like maybe 16 person like seat bar, and then there's just like vintage arcade games kind of around the edge. I just thought it was really cool. The vibes were good, the beer was good. Um, yeah,
when did you go again? Like
that
when
was
was that main trip?
that was like mid-June.
Mid June. That's I feel
So
like the coolest time to go.
I mean, it was except for the fact that it was truly like 100 degrees in Maine for no reason.
That's
I
funny.
had the worst sunburn I've ever had in my entire life that trip.
You shed like a chameleon after that, I'm sure.
No, I
He had to
got like
bathe, and
pretty
Keegan
tan,
and
but
Caitlin scraped him off.
yeah.
She got the
You
ice
did
scraper out of her car.
Exactly. Just shaving it off.
a
Yeah.
warm water soak to try and get
Try to get the extra
Loosen
skin
it.
off.
yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, Resurgence took the year for me. Like that
Mm.
was, and as my cousin Aaron pointed out, I've now rediscovered the sponge candy stout a couple of times and been like, "Oh my God, this is so good! This is like, I think I may not have given that a five, but it
You
came
give it a
pretty
four
damn
seven
close."
five. 4.75.
Oh,
wow.
that's right, you did
Yep.
your research. I can't believe, it's really difficult, I'm sure, for you to have memorized all I did because I had so many beers
Yeah, I know.
on
I
that.
was I was shocked I'm able to pull that one out when you only had one 5 out of 5 on Untapped, and
But
it wasn't that one.
they had their that old neighborhood Irish red too that had I said it the guy that they had designed on the front just looked like one of my cousins.
Isn't that
But
always fun?
yeah. Well, what about you, Donnie? Any breweries stick out for you?
We went to two in Portland, Maine actually the other day. We went to Shipyard, phenomenal place. Like genuinely a really cool tap room. Like we have their sister brewery, Sea Dog, in my hometown, and that's just always a good spot for lunch. But the other one that I'd never really thought of or heard of before was called Oxbow Brewing, and they do a lot of those like weird Belgian-y beers and stuff like that. Like I gotta go back and look at what I drank there because um, it was all super weird names. And Sophie like drank one. She's like, "Oh, this is fucking good." And then just like she's like, "I did not expect to like it." Because which one did she like? It is a 36-month-old bourbon barrel-aged amber ale, 36-month-old barrel-aged smoked farmhouse ale, and 6-month-old amber country ale mixed all together.
Oh,
Whoa.
Like that's the beer that she really liked there.
that's so interesting.
Yeah, it like they had like a lot of farmhouse ales and stuff like that. They even had like a light beer version of a farmhouse ale, which I thought was interesting.
Hmm.
How does
Um,
that work?
I don't know, like it was
Light beer
just
version of
weak malts probably. I
it?
don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but it was really interesting. It was a cool place. I think the one thing though I'll lament is like there's so many places around me that are closing like within the next couple days.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
Like
didn't even think
Enlightened
about that.
Brewing, where Maddie and Buddy got married this year. Company Brewing shut down out here. What's the other one? City Lights, which was a cool place. I would have taken you guys there because it's in the old power plant. or
Oh,
was. There's just a couple places that are just like, hey, we're not doing good. Bye.
I I feel like they have to very quickly adapt to the NA scene.
Well, and I think honestly, a lot of people are finally like living out the repercussion. Like the money's finally running out after business shit the bed in 2020 during the
Yeah.
pandemic. It sucks to say that still feeling repercussions from it, but I think a lot of places had good, strong business, and then like not having that for a year really is really hard.
Right, right.
Well, that and so I was just reading earlier today, that a lot of bars and breweries are preparing for dry January because it's now
Yeah.
become such a popular thing that they legitimately know that if they don't have like an NA option, that they will hurt badly for the month of January, probably moving forward. So I guess I'm not surprised that some of these places are closing down really soon just because they're probably expecting that January would be a low slump and
But
they
then
just wouldn't be bringing enough in anyways.
at least then
Yeah,
they bounce back in February and everybody drinks twice as much.
it's true.
One
Do
could
they?
hope. We'll have to make up the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to keep them in business. One of
Well,
the one of the beers, the other ones that I saw that just popped up on my Untapped was the beer for golf.
Oh, dude, that place is
mm,
so
Dude,
cool.
I
Off-color
need to
brewing
yeah, I need to get out
is
to
so
Milwaukee, but also like Chicago to see you and go there.
Dude, off-color brewing, that is one of the places that stood out to me. I mean, that was a day where Sophie and I hit two breweries, went to a baseball game and hit two more breweries. And
oh,
like just go like the we ended with the two best ones, like Goose Island and Off-color are so fucking good, man. Like they're just cool spaces. And then the quality of beers were just top notch.
I feel that. I think that's a yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have any other? I still don't know which one's better. Resolutions, beer solutions.
I'm gonna hit my 1,000th beer this year. I've decided that.
Ooh,
I've
all
got I'm over
right.
I have 720 unique beers on Untapped. I'll hit
oh,
my 1,000th this year easy,
going for
considering
a
I
big
drank like
year.
600. I'd say like probably close to 700 of my 720 beers on Untapped this past year.
Yeah, 689
Yeah,
Oh
cans for you
man.
last year.
yeah. I just that's when I started using the app.
You know what's
Um,
funny, Donnie, is your first because I was looking for fun stuff when I was making the Untapped or making the beer Spotify, whatever
yeah.
rap. The first it's funny that you mentioned Shipyard. Your first beer documented of 2024, American Pale Ale from Shipyard Brewing Company.
Really?
Hey,
Yep.
there you
Yep.
go.
That's crazy.
Your
Yeah.
last one was the Honey Lager Light from Water Street.
Yeah, that was Sophie and
That
I were
one's
waiting for
probably easy to
Chinese
remember.
food. we,
I love that.
we ordered Chinese food and they said it was gonna be an hour and 45 minutes. And we're like, well,
Might as well get a beer.
go to Water Street Brewery across the street.
Yeah. How do I buy
Yeah.
some time?
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, no, that's like I I won't say that's like my like a true resolution, just that's something that in the my beer world will happen. I'm excited for it.
You might even hit what's it called? Might hit 2,000 this year. It's getting
That's gonna
crazy.
be hard, man.
But not impossible.
Not impossible.
No.
Um, I there's so many breweries still that I haven't gone to that are pretty close by that I have no excuse for like having not gone to yet. So I think I'm going to try and hit those even just for a flight and that. Um, and not just like a full
I want to get
like I
more
don't
into
have to try
flights.
every single beer. Did you say more into flights?
Yeah, I just feel like I don't
Mm.
get enough flights, even if it's a place that I like already, I just wanna I feel like multiple small pours might satisfy my needs more sometimes.
Oh, so you don't automatically get a flight when you go?
It depends on the place, man.
Really?
I
Yeah.
generally don't. Like usually I'll find a beer and be like, that one. I want that one. But I
Yeah.
agree. I would like to be more conscious of like actually getting flights and trying a bunch of different ones.
If it's a new place that I've been really wanting to go to, 100%. Like I did that at Shipyard. We did that at Oxbow because they actually had like a house recommended flight, which was cool.
Mm.
Um, but when I was down in southern New Hampshire, all the places we went to didn't do flights.
Oh, I hate that so much. That I think is my biggest pet
You
peeve
can
when I'm
order
like,
four small pours, but no flights. Like, fuck you, dude.
just make a flight.
Just yeah.
If you're offering small pours, you literally can offer me a flight.
You could probably
Yes.
upcharge it a little bit too from like just buying forward individual pours.
When I was at the fucking LaGuardia airport the other day,
Oh,
I had the Taste of New York flight, which was $2 extra than a normal flight. But
that's what I'm saying. You
it
can
just had beers from New York City, which was cool, and I wanted to drink them.
people they gotta get into it. There's
I
a
also
lot can be said about marketing.
I'm going back to that Shipyard American Pale Ale. That's because I was at the Shipyard Brew Pub in the airport waiting for my flight.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I
That's
drank
a
that and Blue Paw in the same day, and yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. I was waiting for my flight. Gandalf was there too.
that's what we're gonna find is Donnie's first beer of the year is just always an airport beer.
No, I flew out on the 31st this year,
Oh, it's
so
true. That's true. Not this year.
yeah. Um, no, my first beer of the year was Korai Korai because I'm now a Mug Club member at Broken Bat Brewing.
Oh,
49,
that is
baby.
so cool, dude.
I pulled the trigger. I said, I think it's the coolest mug I can have in the city. I think it's the best one I can flex to people. Because it's like you can bring your mug home.
Oh,
I can just bring it home if I want it.
oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And if I don't ever, like, if I decide not to re-up ever, I just get to keep the mug.
That's dope.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think it's a great deal
That
because
really is.
at the end of the day, like, you just end up, you paid that however much money, which is like the cost of the mug.
So at Tracy B's, we leave the mug there. They hang it up. You got your spot on the
Mhm.
wall, but it makes up the back wall of the bar. So they had, and this will be a goal of mine. But very unfortunately, there was a patron of theirs who passed away, and so now they're trying to figure out like what to do for the mug because that was the first one that they had where this situation popped up. So I'm sure there's going to be like an attachment or something that they put on there to you know commemorate the life of a wonderful drinker and a great Tracy B's friend. So
That's
that's
cool.
my goal eventually is who needs Arlington
You just
Cemetery when
want
you
it
have a
done.
mug on the wall at Tracy B's.
Uh, that's cool though. Like, yeah, put like a little dog tag or something on it.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
yeah, I gotta those are two goals for me, not this year, but once we find where we're planting, we're gonna plant our roots. A golf course where I can be a member, a bar where I can have a mug, and those two, and I'll be happy. I don't need a
That's
lot
the
in life.
goal right there. I
Those are
mean,
those just those two.
a wife and kids would be great, but who needs them when you've got
Eh,
eh.
golf and beer, boys?
listen,
Golf
if they're gonna get in the way,
boys.
you can tell Luke's getting loud because his mic is like
Yeah, you're
not picking
cutting
up
out.
half of it.
Oh, am I really?
Yeah,
You're
as
being
soon
too
as you
funny.
started elevating, it's just like, no, we gotta relax a little bit.
My parents are probably going to yell down, "Shut the fuck up!"
And we can hear them clearer than you.
Wait, I think that was the first curse of this episode.
We did good, guys. First
Wow.
Was
curse
it
of the
the
year.
first curse? No,
Luke,
Donnie said the F word twice earlier.
did he?
Probably. I swear a lot.
Oh,
I
Ugh.
think though
oh.
that he was quoting Sophie both times.
Yeah, probably that would make more
It
sense.
doesn't count if it's a quote.
It's true.
Oh, so then there hasn't been a swear this episode.
Nope.
Well, nobody said yours.
Oh.
They probably
Well,
said
they
it at some
do.
point.
Yeah, you're right. They probably
They
have.
do
They probably
every
have.
day.
Well, what's your fuck.
My
What
question of the week.
Yeah, that's there you go.
So we're kicking off the new year with a fun one. By no means, and again, by no means is this condoning getting a DUI.
Hmm.
what this question is. Gun to your head, you have to get a DUI. Gun to your head. What would be the coolest thing to get a DUI on? A horse, a Zamboni, or a Razor scooter?
Oh, that's so good,
I
dude.
And
feel like
so
one of you has the Razor scooter one in the dorms, but
because
We
I
got in
actually
trouble for that.
both.
Yeah.
Not drinking and driving.
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. In the dorms, in the
Razor
dorms.
scootering in the dorms and drinking in the dorms. There we go.
Because I distinctly remember this conversation I had in PA school with some of my classmates, my study group. Um, they we were saying, like, I forget how it came up, but we were talking about the weirdest things that anyone's gotten a DUI on. And those were three of the things that popped up, and they're the three that stuck in my head. So um, I want to know if you had to pick one,
What
what
would
are
you
you
do?
getting a DUI on?
It's a fun one to think about as we're trying to not drink.
Exactly, exactly.
What am
Think
I gonna do when I get my
yeah,
first sip in me?
February 1, what am I
Uh,
driving?
Officer, I swear I thought it was an NA.
Well, that's been our remembrance of beers from the past year. We're just gonna be doing some NA beers coming up. It's with the options and stuff like that. We're just gonna keep it free floating and just talk about them.
Yeah,
Rock and roll.
I
Rock
love
and roll.
this. This I look forward to every week, you know?
This is a chore for me.